Welcome back, Blade Gang. We've got a news alert for you today. I have in the house an Arkona folder. First one. Not first one in the U.S. There's a few others that partook of the KnifeNuts sale a week or so ago and jumped on the opportunity to get one of three different flavors of this knife. This is the Nettle F by Arkona. And not sure about the name, but to me, nettle is like nature, flower kind of a thing, but may mean something entirely different. On this one, I can't provide you a meaning. But does that really matter? Because we have an exquisite higher-end budget knife, and by that I mean in the mid-80s range. Again, these were sold on the KnifeNuts Podcast imports page a week or so ago. And I opted for the blue micarta handle. And the designer, by the way, is Braginets. Just so you know, this came in a very nice pouch with the patch attached. I happened to take that off for the photo. Lots of nice padding in there, 2-knife pouch, well constructed. Kind of a surprise for the money, but hey, came all the way from Russia. So here we go. A light knife, and we're going to do all the specs in a moment. It is of K110, Bowler K110, which is a D2 derivative. When I say derivative, I mean it's a member of that family. It's supposed to be a little higher quality, higher end D2, better edge holding, a little better stain resistance. You can look all that up on the Knife Steel Compositions app, which I'm fond of, and I'm not going to read that to you now. But this is a nice offering. First one that I've seen from this company, Arkona. It is a front flipper. Ivan likes his front flippers, and I'm going to compare that in a moment with two other designs by Ivan Braginets. Ivan is, I believe, from the Ukraine, speaks Russian, and is responsible for one of his first offerings, the Rokat, made by Real Steel, and the Odin, made by Kaiser. Those are two that I can think of. And the Crystal line of knives. And I'll show you that one in a moment. But beautiful drop point, swedged knife with aggressive jimping on the blade and on the G10 handle. I say G10, sorry, micarta. And one of the reasons we know it's micarta is you see that little bit of light fuzziness around the edges of the milling. That's the linen micarta, the fibers that tend to come through and are not fully saturated with resin. And I'll use that as my explanation. Slotted screws. You can use a standard screwdriver on those, or I found even a dime. So this can be taken apart with a coin. Very smooth drop shutty on bearings. The hole is useful for thumb opening. However, it's a little close to the surface and to the pivot for a finger flick. I have not been able to finger flick it. I'm not going to try real hard because when I do, bad things happen to me. There's your jimping on the front flipper tab. The pocket clip is very interestingly ambidextrous because it's attached to the very butt end of the handle, to the pommel, and goes through this anodized, I believe it's aluminum, or it could be steel. Let's find out. It's steel. This anodized steel backspacer with jimping. Very easy to front flip, and I'm not a front flipper kind of guy, but I can front flip that very easily all day long, as well as thumb flick it with the hole. Going to grab my trusty tape measure, then next we'll get into some comparisons and another look. Thus far, it really is panning out to be a beautiful knife. It arrived less than an hour ago, so I haven't made any adjustments to it. So if we went to the very end of the screws holding the clip in, it is 8 1/4, 3.5 inch exactly blade length, 3.5 inch cutting edge. That was easy. And how about the blade stock? I think we're going to be on the thinner side. 2.9, we're going to call it a 3. And I'm going to call that 0.55 inches for the thickness. And now the all-important part, how heavy will it be in your pocket? I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. .43 ounces, we're going to call it with the 9 on the end. Well, it's moving around. 3.44 ounces, we're going to call that, rounding up. So very light in the hand. Let's check out the weight relieving on it. It would have to be either that or be sporting very thin liners. Nope, it is definitely weight relieved. And that would appear to be on both sides. Can't see through the backspacer, but yep. So yeah, they've weight relieved it. It's skeletonized. And I like the detail on the liner lock release. It's a hidden liner, both sides. And I want to thank Levon from KnifeNuts for making these available to us. I think there may still be some black ones with the satin finish available. There were yesterday. And that would be midweek of, well, let's call it the 31st of August. So as of the 31st of August 2021, some more of these were available. I don't doubt that it'll be bringing more in. There is Ivan's moniker. And there is the blade steel, if I get it correctly oriented. That does say K110, Bowler K110. So these are available in black with a black blade, black with a satin finished blade, and this blue and black variegated micarta with a satin blade, and it's a great satin finish. See if I can get it a little cleaner for you. Some thumbprints on that. Nicely done. Reflective, but with a nice grain to it. Satiny finish. Nice, nice spine, right out to the point. Again, nice jimping. And the all-important lanyard hole. So you may be familiar with the Rocat. This is the Lamnia exclusive edition with marble carbon fiber and M390 blade. And this is the Cristal Aurora that I did a review on. Also did a review on that one. This is a very unique knife. So titanium handle, S35VN blade, these huge interesting fullers with a heavy texture, sharp edge resting on the thumb studs, and its new brother is more drop shutting for whatever reason. This isn't really broken in. If we were to do a compare with, say, something a little more standard, let's toss in the Griptilian for size. There it is against the Griptilian. Very similar size. I think the Griptilian edges it out just a little bit, but they both have about the same length blade. I'd actually call them the same length knife. So the Arkona Nettle F. I'm sure there are bound to be more models coming out. This is a great start. If you can spend about $80, $85 with free shipping, I would definitely look into one. Very fidgety knife. Beautifully smooth. Well, let me know if you like this video. Don't forget to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm coming up on 2,000. Wow, a whole 2,000 subscribers. And there will be a giveaway, so stay tuned about that. This old sword signing out. Be well.